Anybody can do what my wife and I are doing. 90% of what we're doing is not fancy, and it's a life-changing opportunity. It can be a really big business, and it can be big for, you.
Really, the answer whenever you're asking yourself, should I outsource this task, whatever it is you doing that task holding you back from making more money?
A lady from church, I give her my credit cards and my debit card, and shops in Atlanta all day. The pay makes sense for her and makes sense for us, and we bonus her. It's been awesome having her. She's like a really good fit for us.
Right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Gambe.
And welcome back to another installation of the Doughboys podcast. I'm your host, Just Cisco, and today I am honored to share this podcast with the lovely Studley, Alpha Logan, Joshua McGill, and our special guest, Cody Does Amazon. How are you doing, Cody? How's everything going on your end, and how's your Q4 hitting?
Man, it's really good. I apologize in advance. You can see I'm at a Starbucks in rural Georgia. It's Q4, and somehow I scheduled a podcast on one of the busiest weeks of the year. But man, I'm good. Life is good. Just buying crap and selling it.
Yeah, that's so funny. And selling shit on the internet. Yeah, that we love it. That's it's funny because I like earlier today I messaged Logan and I was like, hey, did you confirm with our guest? Because it is, Q4 and everyone is in like knee high in FBM orders. But we're glad you are here and joining us, and I'm excited to kind of get into how your business is going now. This is the second time you've been on the podcast. Before, there's a lot of changes from the last time you were. It's been almost a full year since you were actually on the podcast. I think it's like good 9 months. But yeah, a lot of changes. What's new? I think last time we spoke, one, you didn't have that big tin box in your backyard. And you kept saying that you're slacking on opening up your Walmart account. But I think now that's in full effect for you, no?
Yeah, it's funny you said that about Q4. I'm just having a grind it out day, and I'm probably on the road for literally 13 or 14 hours today. And when I saw Logan's message, hey, can you still do this? I was like, yes, that'll be amazing. So yeah, I'm super happy to be on. 9 months, a year. It's been pretty crazy. Just doing the boring, simple stuff. We're not doing anything fancy. We're just buying random stuff and selling it. We got the big shipping container. I think we've done over 500 orders on Walmart now. And like 200 of those or something have been in the last month. Walmart has picked up for us a lot. So yeah, it's a cool little life.
Awesome. So yeah, Cody, could you kind of give us an update on just how your whole business has been operating? It's been about a year since the viewers have heard from you. So give us kind of a rundown of what your business operation is looking like today.
Yeah, so we're about 50-50 on RA, OA. We're doing a good bit of just arbitrage stuff. We dabbled in some wholesale. We got our first pallet of wholesale stuff, and I can talk more about that. That's exciting. Maybe in the future, but our bread and butter, what we know is just buying from the same 6 or 7 stores, maximizing on the sales and the the customer points and things like that, and then just getting it in as fast as possible, getting it out. One good thing is we've hired someone that does RA for us, and so she does the route, so to speak, once or twice a week, and that's taken much of pressure off of us. And so it's just get everything into our basement as fast as possible, and then get it back out to Amazon as fast as possible. That's kind of been the model. It's what's been working for us, for a while now.
That's crazy. So you hired out a picker, basically, a shopper, a buyer.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, just a lady from church that I trust. I give her my credit cards and my debit card, and she just goes and she shops in Atlanta all day. And the pay makes sense for her, and it makes sense for us, and then we bonus her on the amount spent, and then sometimes if there's something really hot, that she has to go out. Like there was this one thing: if you spend a certain amount, you got a gift, and so we bonused her on the gift, and she came back, and I probably would have got two or three of them. I think she had like 16 gifts or something, because she just sat there and just hammered away at making them do multiple transactions. And I was like, "That's amazing!" Yeah, so yeah, it's been awesome having her. She's like really good fit for us.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
An RA buyer is something that I've heard a few people successfully do, but I don't think it's super common, especially compared to something like, online arbitrage, product research, or buying, or things like that. So I'm curious, at what point did you hire that? How did you come up with the pay structure? How did you know it was someone you can trust? Just kind of, give us the rundown on all that.
Yeah, so like I said, it's a lady from church that I've known for a while. We started small. We started with just a few things here and there, and then the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 months or something. She does a full day shift, so like 8 to 10 hours of just going out. I send a shopping list, and then she makes a route of where she's gonna go, and it works out. She goes and fills up her car, and it's just like if I did it, minus like $180 or whatever it comes out to, and
Mhm.
it makes a lot of sense for us. When it really started to make sense was when we kind of had an established route. There's certain things that are replenishable or opportunities that are replenishable, and so we'll have her go out and do those, and so it's just kind of working in the background. And then she's already out. Why not? We'll go ahead and stop at Barnes and Noble for this XYZ thing and see if you can find it, or stop. On your way back, stop at this store and this store, and it's just I want to be uh, more successful at managing the data, and I think mixing that with RA. There's a ton of really smart people with data doing OA, but the margins are just better. RA, if you're willing to
Oh,
put your foot
100%.
into a store to buy something, the margins are just better. And like sometimes literally 5 to 10 times better. And so we're trying to leverage that, and have our cake and eat it too, if that makes sense.
Not only are they better, it's that much faster. Like, you literally get the product in hand, and you can, as we've mentioned many times, just, list it in your inventory and then potentially sell out of it before you even leave the store. I mean, I know that's what kind of happened with a couple items this Q4 for me, at least. But yeah, can you walk us through a little bit of the process of like what you've instructed your buyer to do? So you mentioned you give her a list. Have you like also teached her or taught her like how to source and to like pick out products as well, or is it just she's just going straight off of the list that you give her?
I would like to teach her at some point to source that. If I could get her going to Nike outlets, that's a goal next year, is to have her go Color Amp and through outlets. That would be cool. Currently, we've been blessed enough to just have a long list of crap we're looking for, and so Halloween was big with her help, because there were just a couple of stores that it was real easy to just have her hit, have a 20 to 30 line item worth of crap to look for, and then go in and just bulldog her way through, and and hit store by store. And then so we do a good bit of grocery too, and so it's not exciting grocery, it's boring grocery, and we like that category a lot, boring grocery. And so she might go and pay for herself doing a grocery run on just boring replenishables, that aren't that exciting. And then where we make money is the other stuff, the bonus round where she stops at, you know, whatever place to see if they have, whatever thing, that's hot that we've heard about, or, whatever in the group. So
So you mentioned earlier that you're being consistent and you're hitting the same stuff. Would you say that's a factor in something that's allowing you to hire her as a buyer because it's so consistent and repetitious?
Yeah, it would be a lot harder if it were, just new stuff every time, or like what I'm doing today. Uh, I'm out chasing random RA stuff. So like, having her do what I'm doing today, which is going in and scanning and making buying decisions in the store and just seeing what I see. You can make a lot of money doing that, per hour, but it's a grind. It's not something I want to do. Today is not something I want to have a lot of next year. So it would be harder to have her do that. But yeah, definitely having a list where I say, this store, you're gonna go to 6 of them. You're gonna try to get this many of this item. XYZ all the way down, like that. That's. I don't know if it would work with like the Ollie's, army people that go out and just see what they see inside an Ollie's like that. That would be harder. I could do it. I think, if you have somebody that's willing to go in, take a picture, send it to you, you tell them what to scan. I think it's possible. But you know, um, what we're doing a lot of is we meet her in the morning. She gets the cards, she gets the list, and then I don't see her again until that night. And I like it that way. It's just it's contract work. It's just signing out, to a contractor, and with RA, it's a cool opportunity. It's working for us.
Yeah. And it sounds like that logistically would work really well on, like you said, your boring grocery, your bread and butter, the items that might not make a ton of money, but they're consistent in pretty much every store that you go to. So it's really easy to make a list of what you want, and then people can just go and consistently find that. Yeah. Well, glad that you got that and that's working out well for you, man. Is there a certain point that you would recommend someone who's doing retail arbitrage, might consider to hire a buyer on their own?
Um, I think you have to be able to reasonably afford it. It's more expensive. It's kind of like a prep center, except you don't really get a price break. It's just another cost. And so, I would say once you have so many opportunities and you have enough capital, to do more than just one thing. Like the average, I don't want to say broke, but like, there's a lot of resellers that are just at that. They haven't broken over a certain amount of sales, over a certain amount of profit, and so it's just they're grinding to try to get their capital up. I think they need to go out and do 10, 12, 15-hour grind days, like what I'm doing today. Because you're going to find there's so much opportunity. Like I was driving through, like I'm hitting a particular store today, because of clearance. But like I'm passing all these stores. I'm like, I could go into any one of these stores, and we do Amazon and Walmart. But I could go into any one of these stores and probably reasonably make 4 or 5 times minimum wage. And I think I have a high opinion of my ability, but like maybe $100 an hour, in any store. Like go down through here, like there's opportunity everywhere. And so my answer would be, when you have the cash to do it and it makes sense and you're able to, you want to be able to double dip. You're making money on their time, and then not necessarily you going and sitting in a beach chair chilling. You also making money somewhere else, and that's where it's made sense for my wife and I, because we're building something else while she's building that, and it makes a lot of sense.
I want to take a quick moment to interrupt the podcast and talk about this video's sponsor, OA Alphas. OA Alphas offers high quality leads lists to help you grow and scale your online arbitrage business. Whenever I started getting into online arbitrage, leads lists were foundational for helping me understand the OA business and growing my business to its height. OA Alphas allows you to get profitable online arbitrage product leads every single day, Monday through Friday, in exchange for a set monthly fee. If you're looking to grow your online arbitrage business or gain back some of your time or learn more about OA, then I highly recommend you check out the link down below to visit oaalphas.com and start receiving those profitable leads every single day. Thank you, OA Alphas, for sponsoring this episode. Yeah, love that answer. Really the answer whenever you're asking yourself, should I outsource this task, whatever
Yeah.
it is you doing that task holding you back from making more money? So if you driving around and buying something that you can, outsource at a fairly competitive wage is preventing you from being able to spend more money on inventory, then that is a perfect time that you should get outsource it. And I also like that you mentioned, there's broke resellers, people who don't have, a ton of extra capital. You either need time or you need money to be successful in business. When you don't have a bunch of money, you have to put in more time. Whenever you're short on time, then you can use money to kind of buy back your time. So
Yeah,
love
100%.
that.
Actually, it's something that like Ryan Pineda said in one of his podcast episodes, because he was talking about his days back when he was like flipping couches and stuff, because he knew that you don't want to exactly exchange your time for money, but when you start at a certain spot, that's all you have is your time for that money, and then you kind of grow that and then start utilizing your capital in certain ways, just like you have, Cody, with your VAs that help you run your Discord, and with your buyer that helps you with your RA purchases. Have you outsourced prep yet? I know last time we spoke to you, that's still one of your things that you haven't done yet.
Yeah, no, we haven't outsourced prep yet. Yeah,
No.
we technically have a prep center, but there's not a minimum, and we haven't. When we start sending in, we want to be, we want to send in a bunch, and so up to this point, it's made sense, to do in house. But I'll say this: my wife and I are tired of prep. So in 9 months or a year, when I come on for the third, the third time, that might be a real thing. That's even if it wasn't a net savings to send to a prep center, it makes sense for us. We just haven't made the move yet. So that's
It's more about time. Did you see Network Prep is doing RA prep now? And you can ship all your stuff to them for free.
I have no idea. I have no idea how logistically how would they do that. I don't even know how that's possible.
They probably get really, really good rates
Hmm.
for shipping through UPS or whatever business like partner they have. Because I remember I was talking to Jacob. What's his name? What does he go by? Amazon Kingpin. Yeah, and he was talking about how he gets like cents when it comes to his shipments for certain things. And I was like, "What? That's nuts!" And it's just because of the volume that he does in the business that he's done with them. So I'm sure there's some sort of relationship with UPS, and that's why they're able to do it. But they are testing it, so we'll see if they expand it further. Because I think they're testing it with 5 last time I saw.
I have a crazy. This is an idea. Do you think it would ever be possible that you could come up with put this structure in a box, put it in a document or something, and sell it where you could train people how to do this RA sourcing for you, so that people could grow into a big business? Because I'm thinking, if you could put that in a structured box and repeat it and train people how to RA source, then they could get big enough to send it into RA prep. Like, those two could be a powerful combo, and then that could be like a
Franchise.
yeah, like franchise it, or a course that you could sell in it. Do you think it could ever be something like that?
They would send it into a prep center that would then go to my account. Oh, okay, just the idea.
But no, 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 no. What I'm saying is, you create a formula or a way to train people how to RA source, so that someone else could find um, your program, and then they'd be like, "Oh, I know a bunch of people that I could train with this
Interesting. Yeah,
program
sure.
to be RA sources for me, like in my area. Like, say I'm
Yeah,
in
something to
a
think about.
good area." He said, "I don't know. It's an interesting it's like another way to pivot off of how you're making money. Make money off of make money is like what
Yeah, I'll say this something interesting. I have a
you're
friend.
saying."
He's actually somebody that I met through my group a long time ago, and he's been a member for years. And he also drives for Lyft and Uber, and he does that and something else like that during the day. And so I hit him up one day. He lives in my area, and I was like, "What would it make sense for you to go shop?" There was a big sale, and it's on the other side of Atlanta, so it's kind of hard for me to get to. But I said, would you shop this and meet me halfway? How much would I have to pay you? And he told me, and he said, I'd rather do that than go drive Uber all day. and so that made sense, at that time. And so the benefit of that, like if I could have someone like him outsourcing, 5 days a week where they're just grinding the outlets and looking at the clearance, stuff that I can't get to, that'd be amazing. Have like a standard operating procedure for RA uh, contractors. Yeah, that'd be cool. If I figure that out, I'll let you know, and you can do all the marketing for the course. How about that?
Josh out here building connections. But I wanted to jump in, and I wanted to have you tell us a little bit more about your, what do you call it? It's something so simple, but I always forget what it's called. Your continuous education club course thing that you're doing.
Yeah, well, we've changed the name several times.
Education club.
I have a habit of just throwing a name. Like I don't want to get caught up on the name of something. So like my bolo group is literally called Our Bolo Group, and we've never renamed it. It's just that's just the name. And so yeah, when I started it, I called it something random, and then now the name I think we're gonna go with is Amazon Education Club. Um, it's going really good, man. I didn't expect it to be going this good. Like we've been able to get the right guests in there. Like I think what other people are doing, and what you guys are doing some of too, is smart. Where you get really smart people, and then you make public content about it, and then they get on and they share all their secrets. But it's even more powerful when they get on and there's 7 people watching, and they have the little number in the corner. It says 7 people watching, and I tell them up front, like probably less than 10 people are going to watch this from Amazon Education Club live, and then usually like I don't know 50 or 100 people end up watching each one. I think we have 200 and something 250 members or something like that. But you get somebody like 1,000 ASINs, that guy's going to do $18 million in a year on Amazon, this year. Like crazy numbers. You get you get that
Wow.
guy to come on and talk about his operation, what he's doing, and you get to do an Ask Me Anything that's not public, and instead it's internal and it's private only, members only. It's a real cool thing. Maybe the best idea I've ever had. So I'm excited to keep growing that, and as I'm not taking any money from that. So as new members come in, those dollars are just going to get smarter people. More, there's some people that I can't afford yet, and I hope to be able to afford them in 2024. Come in, tell us your secrets. And it's been a really cool opportunity for me too, because I'm building the network and talking, talking to people who are doing what I want to do at a high level. It's a cool thing.
What inspired you to create your education club?
How do I say this? There's a bunch of expensive courses out there, and um, there are coaching programs that are literally $5,000 to $10,000. And whatever. I'm not crapping on those guys. Whatever. Make your money. But I literally I'm from the projects. Like I literally ate food out of the garbage can. I came from extreme poverty. And this opportunity's changed my life. I have 6 freaking kids, that I take care of all of us just by selling freaking, whatever, like this crap on the internet. It's a crazy opportunity. And so the the idea was I want to get high level, high class, education to teach people how to do what I'm doing, and I want to charge $9 a month. I only want to charge $9 a month, and my mentor told me that I should increase that to 30. I don't think I'm ever going to do that. I like 9. And then if you want to buy a lifetime pass, it's a
I
yeah,
like
like
9 too.
anybody. Like so I have family, and I have people that I met along the way that are out there. They're living below the poverty line, and I want to be able to look them square in the eye and say, when I'm a 100 millionaire, or whatever, like however successful I am, I want to be able to look them in the eye and say, I didn't gatekeep a thing. I made content. I told you what I was doing. I told you how I was doing it. And to anyone who is serious, you could have, for the price of a freaking coffee, you could have come in, and I would, I laid everything out there, and the reason it's not free is because I'm not in a play like I want it to be self-sustaining. So as money comes in, it's an ecosystem, and it it feeds itself over time. But also, I don't want a bunch of tire kickers in there that are like that matters too. Like having them have a little bit of skin in the game too. But yeah, that's the big thing. And then the other side is I'm learning every session. Like I've recently started a private label. I say started a private label. I've restarted it basically, but that came from Filled by Amazon, and then some of the other guys that we've had in there, Eric Lott, talking about their experience with what they're doing with private label and how they've grown that side, and all the entirety of all of the wholesale that I've done has come from sessions from Amazon Education Club, where Eli Happy Life and some of the other wholesale guys, them just being like, hey, dummy, just do this. Literally on one of the calls, Eli was like, just open up your browser and share your screen. And we did that. And then we found my first wholesale account right there live. And I went and bought from them, and, so that, I think it's been really good for me. And I hope it's been good for the members that, I think it has. So.
Well, Cody, so something new that we do here on the podcast is do these spitfire questions. Basically, they're just off the cuff questions that you have to answer super quick without really putting any thought to it. Just yes, no, this or that. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready. I got my Red Bull. I'm ready. Hit me.
Normal Red Bull or sugar-free Red Bull?
Sugar free. I'm trying to lose weight.
Hey, me too. You and me together. All right. Amazon or Walmart?
Long term Amazon, short term Walmart.
Replens or bolos?
Replens, 100%.
Jiu-jitsu tournament or Spartan race?
Spartan race.
A leg day or chest day?
Leg day.
Are you gonna have more kids?
Probably not.
And are they gonna fit in your car?
Probably not. I think we're real happy with what we have. So.
Are you gonna? What's your favorite YouTuber?
Ooh, that's tough. Ooh, favorite YouTuber. Jordan Syatt. Jordan Syatt is 100% my favorite YouTuber. He's a fitness guy. I had him on my YouTube. And then favorite social media presence with it, that's reselling. I really like Duke Does Amazon. I think that guy's really smart, and he's been real inspirational to my operation.
Yeah, he reminds me of a non-robotic Logan.
Shots fired.
You called me a robot. You called me a robot the last time Cody was on here too. It's gonna be a tradition now.
I think so. I think that's when it all started. So I got one last spitfire question. What is the first app that you open when you wake up in the morning?
Amazon Seller Central, of course. I got to see what happened overnight.
Nice. Well, Cody, we know it's the middle of Q4 at the time of recording this. It's what, December 10th, 9th, 14th? I've lost my days already. So we know you're busy. We know you got to go prep some things. We know you got to go MF some things. So thank you so much for being on the podcast, and we hope you have a successful Q4.
Can I add one more thing? Can I put one more thing in here?
No, absolutely not. We're done. We cut off. No, go ahead.
Shut up. Okay. If I can say anything to people out there that want to resell, number one, anybody can do what my wife and I are doing. We are not doing, like, 90% of what we're doing is not fancy. Literally anybody can do this, and it's a life-changing opportunity. You can literally turn this into like a giant big, like the numbers that the people, some of the people you're seeing on these screens, they're literally doing more volume than like a Kroger or a Walmart. Like it can be a really big business, and it can be big for you. Just put in the work. Anybody can do this. And the other thing I'll say is don't over leverage credit. Everybody is telling you to go. Just be really, really careful with credit. So I try to tell everybody anybody can do this, but also on the other side, be really careful with the credit, because it can be dangerous. But if I can help with anybody, hit me up. I'd love to. And hey, thanks for having me on.
And just for reference, he does reply to DMs. Every DM I've ever sent, he replies.